Hey guys, I'm 12 Warthog here. I am back with another video, and today we are continuing our strategy guide of African Colonization scenario on Age of Conquest 4. So the next thing I want to talk about on this thing is that you may notice that our empire's nearly doubled, and I didn't record it. Well, I sort of thought I was, but apparently the save file location got mixed up, or I thought I was recording, but apparently I wasn't. I don't know what, there was technical difficulty there, but what did happen is that there was a few small nations on the border up here and here. You pretty much just save up troops, attack them strategically, make a few naval fleets, sort of convince them to attack you there as a weak point, and then raid on land once they divert some of their troops to do so, weakening their hold there. It's pretty much what you have to do to get both of these. Then you attack the next smaller nation here, and then there are two of them that were about like 11 provinces strong down here. If you attack one, the other one will join in because those two are at war with each other, and it sort of allows you to weaken one territory, one nation, but sort of allows the other one to get a little bit stronger, but yet you have more troops as well and more territory, and then that makes it super easy for you to attack it as well. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do, now I found out that I didn't forget to turn off preview stream before I started recording, is that I now have to make another move. Now, navally, I could make naval forces and raid Italy, which is another option, or I could finish taking out Africa. Now, London has seemed to recently expand, but only to 3 nations, only to like 3 territories, big compared to other nations. They had a naval force. I don't know why they just recently expanded now. I mean, after like 5 turns, I mean, you could easily expand if you wanted to, and get like at least a few more, but this is 47 turns in. So, what I've been thinking, and I've been going over some of the strategies here, is that there's also a territory down here, Sandwich Island, which, by the way, is like a free territory that like no one will ever attack because it's too far away. No one wants to bother with it. That kind of a deal. And you want to know what? I think I can do that. Now, another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to buy a lot of troops here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to send 200 right here on my next turn. And what this is this pretty much acts as one giant line. That's a little bit crooked, but no, nothing can get past this line as it goes down. And even on water. And if someone does, which two navies from 2 different nations cannot fly the same water style at the same time. That is a known fact about the game. If they're at war with each other, on the other hand, they will attack each other upon moving on there. I'm going to move 100 there. Buy 100 more for the sake of protection of the territory itself. Now what I'm going to do is move this down here. I believe, now that we've taken out that nation, that I actually have islands here, such in this area. We have Malta over there. And I pretty much have Corsica. So, what I'm going to do now is get Corsica over here to be like a lookout area for other territories. I cannot actually buy a lookout tower, but I believe I can do that on other territories. I just don't know which ones. I don't think you can do that in the scenario, but I know you can buy territory, but we're not focused on the economic thing of this scenario here. This isn't business class, this is a strategy guide. You're gonna take them out using military force. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking to yourself, dude, you could easily get this territory if you just throw them a lot of money. But yes, we could. But I've played enough of this online to know that someone will do that and make an offer. And they're like, we'll buy this from you. But here's the thing. If you up the price to like 5,000 and they say yes for that one territory, they just give you so much money that they probably can't occupy that territory with 5,000 troops, and you can easily take that back. And like, thanks for the larger military is all you've done. Sometimes it's an easy way to get backstabbed in the game, and no one wants to be backstabbed in the game. So what I'm gonna do now is to go over there and claim that. And now I need to pick a new enemy. I'm gonna go for a small nation. I know I'm currently in the land of Portugal. I feel like I want to send them some help. Because they're a bit smaller now. I'm gonna offer them 300. Now what I'm gonna do is buy 300 here and send 200 onto the water. Now I'm gonna attack. I think I'm gonna go get another 100. Okay, so yeah, I think I know what I'm gonna do now in terms of what nation I'm going to attack. This is actually gonna be quite easy for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attack this territory and this territory of Italy, but not the capital itself. And you're about to find out why. So what I'm gonna do is declare war on this nation. 20% happiness reduction. But you wanna know what? I don't care. This is a game of domination, and I'm actually gonna dominate everyone. I'm actually gonna go here. And now by taking out these two territories, their capital is separated from the rest of its territory, so they can't easily transport troops from one territory of the nation to another for easy support. So any reinforcements that are going to get extra when we attack them is going to have to be bought with their own money. They can't easily say, oh, we're going to buy only like 100 here, but we're going to get 300 from the neighboring territory. We're cutting that option off for them. You do not want them to do that when you want to take out territories quick and easy. Going quickly in with the... You want to quickly go in and raid them and make sure that they can't recover. That's the whole point of this. And we lost a lot of troops there. I'm gonna buy 500 there. Just for the sake of me having low amount of troops there means that they're probably gonna send more that way, expecting me to buy more, so just in case. And send 400 there. So that's capital, and then we just want to be sure. We're gonna get everything and say 100 there. Now on top of this, for overkill measures, we're gonna make 100 naval troops on either end, so that if they do try to escape to safety via a naval ship, that's gonna be a bit difficult for them. Okay! Now that we're done with this, my masterful plan shall fall right into place. Now the one thing I did count on is for the possibility that they could survive just by a sliver of troops, which as you guys can see here, is pretty evident that this has happened. But, you wanna know what? It's not that big of a deal for me. Because what I'm gonna do is send 300 more troops in, and we're going to see if they can withstand that. Okay, so now that we pretty much got rid of everyone there, and we now own this, I'm going to move 100 additional troops down to Sicily. And I guess that's all we need to do now. Portugal, our ally, got defeated. We now own this as a feasible territory to attack from. So I'm going to do that, seeing as it's a territory by itself, and I actually have the funds, I'm going to actually fortify it, and still have room to buy additional troops. How nice. Okay. Okay, so now let's see here. Now, I could go after the next biggest nation, who poses the biggest threat to me, but if you think about it, I have two other nations left. I have me, we have the British, and then we have, whatever that is. I cannot pronounce some of these nations' names right. Oh, well. Now what I'm gonna do is see if they recognize me as the greatest strategist in this said scenario. Which hopefully they do. And if not, it's, well, let's just say, it's not gonna be a good option for either of them. Because I could easily make this nation right here lose, like, upwards of, like, 4 territories, one turn, like, round 5 on their border, and then make them lose a little bit more that turn. Could also attack here and here via naval strike if I wanted to. I think I'm actually going to move this here as well. And move everything but 100 there. And then I'm going to move this 100 right here. Now, as you guys can see, true that if they do make a naval force, they'll be right here. But if they do make one, I'm going to have my naval force follow them everywhere they go if they try to move back here, which is pretty much territory I own in all this water. And if they do that, and then they try to attack or something, so that's the only reason why they go back there, I could easily move in and strike them down. So, I'm not all too concerned what they do there. But what I am going to do is actually get a victory because they both agreed to it. Rick headphone users, this is actually a 2-parter. It would have been a 3-parter, but recording didn't work out. Okay! I'm talking a bit loud because the music's loud. So now I'm going to go over the additional scenarios that could have happened. Scenario A. One of the two nations does not agree with me. I remain at a neutral stand with one and attack the other. If it's the green one, I move in and I attack on all borders. Right here, make them lose 5 territories. Then I do it again, make them lose another 5 or 6. Then I could have support from the naval forces from here. Meanwhile, also keeping them busy here and attacking this full-on right here with the full-on charge there, outnumbering this territory here with this one. Then combining additional forces that I buy from here into a naval force and raid them there. And make sure I hold Corsica, which is a good spot in the middle of the Mediterranean. As you can see what's going on here, 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 and here, but I don't need to see that because I already own this territory. But it was actually very helpful when I was taking out the Italian forces in this territory. Now what I'm going to do is say that if, as well as we push here, and maybe buy a few extra additional troops and do sneak attacks and naval raids down here, let's just say that they agreed with my recognition and the British didn't. Well, they have small territories as well, and knowing that this territory right here is their leader, where their leader starts out, so that also counts as their capital, I could very well and very easily attack that territory on with the naval force, and if they were able to remove that naval force with their leader out of there to safety, that would be a bit of a problem for me and I have to chase it. But what I could easily do is build like 500 troops here, put 200 here on one turn, then put another 200 here on this turn, like 250 here, 250 there. Then wait, build another naval force, send that over and directly attack them with, say, 500 troops, and then we'd take them out while preventing their leader from actually escaping. Meanwhile, we'd still have to constantly arm this because it'd be constant attack from this territory here, and so forth. But now that I've taken out this territory first, but not only that, but this territory right here still makes this territory a border, even though we're not enemies with them. It's still going to be in the butt because I can't necessarily directly send troops from here to help them. So that's also going to be something you got to pay attention to as well, that this territory is fortified because it needs the extra defenses because it doesn't have the option to have neighboring territories that you own to send forces to it. All forces that territory would get would be bought from there. And that's pretty much how you defeat both of them. If anything, if both of them voted no, what I'd go for is probably go for the British-controlled Spain, go for these two territories here in the Mediterranean, get them out of the way. That way, this coastline here would pretty much be borders. Then I just push in from here. Well, pretty much rearming all the borders here so that they can't really do much, so that the British can't really do much in terms of naval raids. Then finish this bigger nation off here. Then move to the two islands that they have and sort of do the strategy that I talked about here. If there was only one of them, once I get all of that done. And once I get all the other steps done, and that's how I would actually win it in that scenario. So, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Strategy Guide. If you did take the time to leave any comments, questions, or feedback for me in the comment section down below, it will be highly appreciated. And if you want to see the behind the scenes or me just free playing strategy games, sort of working on and developing strategies and trying to figure out and do trial and error on how my strategies actually work and how I start to form and build them, occasionally I will stream that over at Twitch. So you should probably look up M12 Warthog on Twitch if you want to see that. Now, of course, I do stream other things over there, such as Skyrim and maybe a few other things I have yet to decide yet on whether or not I want to do that. But that is what I will be doing. So, hope you guys enjoyed watching. See you guys later. Bye-bye.